do you guys enjoy like your birthdays like every year? Do you always kind of like get excited about it? Do you plan big trips? Like how do y'all plan your birthdays?
We're guys.
Yeah.
We just it's just another day most of the time.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas like I know like most women that I've known, like it's a birthday week or a birthday month. It's just like, oh yeah, today's my birthday. And everybody will either be like, oh, you should go out. Like I'll go out to eat. I'll plan to go out to eat. This year, I'm gonna try and plan a trip. I feel like trips, I don't like it. I feel like they inconvenience my friends a little bit. But
He said his friends is broke, basically.
I didn't say that. I just feel like it's an inconvenience because like you going on a trip that you didn't even decide to plan. Like imagine somebody's like, hey, I'm going to Costa Rica for my birthday in 2 months. That's just like you springing it on them. So now I have to plan for your trip to go to Costa Rica so I can be there for you. Which I guess I'm just not used to it really like that yet. You know, as a guy, I guess.
I kind of understand what you're saying. I think it's a matter of just being like, okay, but it's my birthday, you know, like.
I'm always happy to go out to dinner.
It's my birthday.
Good steakhouse, you know, do it for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's funny that you say that because, you know, money and trips is a topic that we're probably going to touch upon today. And today's episode of The Bridge, shout out to y'all for looking at us. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, Kale. Welcome to The Bridge ATL. This right here on the left is me, it's Keisha.
Hey.
And to the left of Keisha is the boy, the producer, the one-man wonder, Tyler himself. Yeah, you know what I mean? But today's topic is it's a pretty big topic in the city of Atlanta specifically. Since I moved here back in 2004, I wasn't accustomed to the current lifestyle that I'm accustomed to today, mainly because I was living more so on the east side of Atlanta, not inside of Atlanta, but out the outside, Stone Mountain area, Clarkson area, DeKalb County. Now, in those areas, you're more so going to be, you know, money's not really that big of an issue. I mean, trying to get money hustling is always going to be a thing that you're going to try to do regardless. But in the inner city, downtown, midtown, Buckhead, wherever you go, the ideology of having money and being rich or
something that you ain't
basically is a big deal. Flexing is a major deal. You know, Atlanta is known for having places where you can buy very similar looking clothing that is similar to designer, but it is not designer clothing. So a lot of people will definitely wear it to, you know, put on. What's it what they call put on airs? What they call it?
Flex, put on airs.
Yeah, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So today we're gonna talk about the bad that comes from that. There's definitely benefits, but probably more bad if anything else. You know what I mean? One of the bad things about that is it creates a habit. I would say specifically, you gotta think about it. If you're going around trying to get something, get clothes, or you know, not even just clothes, you're trying to whether it's a house or a car that you know you can't afford on a monthly. I done seen so many repos since I've been out here. It's not even funny. You know what I mean? Like for what? What's the reason, right? You create a habit. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like you have to have this stuff when you don't need it. You can work with the bare minimum. You just decide not to. Whether it's because you're trying to keep up a lifestyle for somebody else that you don't need to. It's really easy if you know how to navigate certain shops or whatever to get what you need, and it's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't understand the point of all that. Do y'all ever think that that's a good thing? Like to even attempt to get into a lifestyle like that?
Oh, to like kind of create an image for yourself.
Yeah.
So, okay, before I ever moved to Atlanta, I remember people like when I was in LA, a lot of friends of mine, they moved to Atlanta or they wanted to move to Atlanta. They're like, oh, like, you know, it seems like it's cool. It's a good place to go. You know what I mean? And a lot of people I know, they did come to Atlanta. They since then have returned back to LA because they either was like, oh, like I didn't really like it when I was there or something, you know, whatever. And so I've noticed that Atlanta seems like a place to me where you can come and create the person that you want to be. And so it creates, there are a lot of opportunities for like entrepreneurship. There's a lot of opportunities if you want to be in the entertainment industry. There are a lot of opportunities to meet people and to kind of like create an idea, a lifestyle for yourself. So I think what I've noticed is that there are a lot of people out here who come here with the intention on becoming whoever it is that they want to be. And here they can thrive being whoever it is they want to be. So that to me is what I've noticed. It's like, I do see that. I've experienced that in the sense that I'm like, I see people who have the lifestyle, but they don't really have the means to support it.
Yeah.
You know, I remember someone told me, this older gentleman, he was like, there are a lot of $40,000 millionaires out here. And I was like, what?
That shit crazy.
And then I, of course, I understood what he meant. I picked up what he was putting down. He was like, basically, you'll make your 40,000 look like $1 million out here in Atlanta. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And so I never chose to date or whatever, you know what I mean? But I do know sometimes, like, even people that I may know, like, I didn't really get, like, they were genuine, like, their friendships weren't real, or something happened where I was just like, So I do feel like there is a sense of, like, someone, I guess, coming here, becoming who they want to be, and then, like, you know, living here and thriving in that.
That makes sense. I think the ideology of fake it till you make it kind of has really taken off. I know that was like a thing we used to say in school, like, oh, you gotta fake it till you make it. You gotta act like you cool. You gotta act like you do this. And I think that ideology has just kind of followed us through life to the point now where a lot of people are still faking it, but they're not even remotely trying to make it, because it's more of like, it was a line in a TV show about you want to look, it's about the gander. You want to look like how the group looks. You want to look how everybody else look. That way people going to pay attention to you. You don't want to be doing your own thing. It's better to, you know, follow what
Assimilate.
society wants and, what you think everybody wants. This goes into everything, into what women want, what businesses want, what, any successful person, like, you have to do these kind of things in order to fit in. So people will buy like these cars that they get repoed. It's crazy. The repo man gets hella money after tax season. The fact that people buy all of these cars that they know they can't afford just for the repo man to come and get it, it's crazy to me. That whole ideology, like you said, with the habits, it definitely creates bad habits to where you don't learn how to actually develop yourself to a point where you don't have to fake it anymore. Like, you got it. And I think the most interesting thing is that, like, millionaires, people with money, unless you're like a rapper or something whose whole identity is built on flashy, like, they don't do all of this. Like, you don't see Idris Elba out here flexing like, hey, look, I just bought this $50,000 Rolex. You see this? You see
I think he would.
This
I
that.
think he's done it before, maybe.
What I mean, like, but is that a common thing? Like, the fact that you have to really look for the video. I'm sure there is a video where they flex their outfits, right? Every celebrity gets the opportunity to do that. But the thing is, are they doing that on a constant basis? Whereas, like, a dude who barely making $20,000 bought a Rolex or stole a Rolex or got a Rolex for the low or something. And he's like, hey, bro, you see this? You see this, bro? You see this? Like, every day, just flexing it. So, it's
I Googled Idris
crazy.
Elba flexing, and it's a picture of him actually, like, flexing his muscles. Like, it got me really excited. I said, oh, excuse me. Idris is literally, he's my crush. He's my celebrity crush.
I mean, it's just, certain celebrities, like, I'm going to pick black celebrities because I think we're the ones who are known for flex. Like, black people, we're known for flexing. Like, you don't really, white people flex, yes. Asian people flex, yes. Hispanic people, everybody flex. But
Asian people flex?
Differently than what you expect,
Where?
Yeah, they flex. Well, I mean, and they also follow our culture too. Asian people have a deep love for our culture. It's just
I know that, but
disconnect where they.
I cannot see where the Asians do. Johnny Dang, but he's doing it for money.
But I mean, he's still flexing.
Yeah,
but he's got money.
It's a marketing ploy.
So
his flexing is actually like
beneficial.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just the thing is, our us, we're known for it. You know, we're the peacocks of the
That shit crazy.
of human society, and so you know that's why I said like Idris Elba or like Will Smith, right? What is Will Smith flexing? Even though people don't really, I don't know where his credibility is right now, but like, what is he flexing? He not walking around like, look at this $100,000 car I just got. Look at this, that. The only person I know, like people who I know who flex, Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather been going crazy.
Money Mayweather. That's his brand for sure. I feel like that is definitely the difference. Is like if your brand or your image that you're creating is that you are the one, the richest, the infamous, whatever. Like usually fame is associated with riches. Mm-hmm. I think that's the image that you're portraying, and so they, create scenarios where they're flossing and showing that off. But besides that, like I think it's the same thing. It's like, unless your image is that you got it and you rap about getting it and you do this, you do that, then of course it makes sense that you're going to flex and show what you got. And that's what happens. I think Atlanta is very much big on music, right? You can come here for music. And a lot of times rappers rap about what they got, because that's what people want to hear. They rap about the women that they got. They rap about, the cars that they got and all that stuff. And so I think that lifestyle is following them as well as the people who do live in Atlanta. It's like, oh, like, look, they competing with the people who are renting out, the company is renting out, or they're getting in advance for these cars and renting out these cars. So people are competing with that. And so they feel like they need to, come up or look like they got it or whatever. So I don't know. Like, you can still look good with staying within your means. It's different. I think you got to learn that. But some people, they're like, no, it gotta be this. And I'm like, oh.
It's very interesting. I mean, you don't even realize how indoctrinated people are until you really like pay attention. Mm-hmm. Like, for an example, iPhones. Everybody has iPhones. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people have iPhones, and people like the brand loyalty of like Apple and everything. But really, it's really a flex, right? Do you really need an iPhone? No, I got an iPhone and I don't really need one. Like, I could have an Android. It is what it is, but it's the flex of being like, I got blue text messages over your green because, Android is seen as cheap. And anybody who comes into like a group chat or something with the green, making the whole group chat green,
right.
It's like, oh,
then
man,
we can't react to the messages the same. It's just, I remember somebody was like, I think Ice Spice has like a Android or something like that, a Samsung phone. I have no clue, but I remember someone was like, like she doesn't have an iPhone. Like, what is that?
But it's just, it's indoctrinated. Same thing with different brands. Like, oh, you're not wearing Nike. Oh, you're not wearing Gucci, or you ain't got a Rolex, or you ain't got gold from this place, or whatever. It's the flexing has gotten to a point now where people's expectations for just the mediocre or the regular stuff that you don't have to flex on, they expect you to buy something to flex on somebody with. It's crazy. Like, even apartments, like, oh, you in this kind of apartment? I mean, it's okay. You can have a better one though. There's like these high rises in the city, or a car. You can get a BMW, or you can get the higher end Kia, or you can get that expensive this and that and the other. So
I think when it gets to that level, that's more classism than it is flexing. You know what I'm saying? That's just people being on some like elitist type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really always about, like, I get it when a dude says, yeah, I got that new Dior set, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. I get it. But when somebody's talking about where you living at, that's where it's like, okay, bro, now you just trying to one up on me because, you trying to feel like you elite. Like, why you not in the city or nothing like that? It's not that serious, bro. I mean, think about it. You spend money in the city, but you can get a house in Albany or something like that, and it's about the same, and it's a big, good six bedroom, whatever, yard, everything. You know what I mean? It's not bad, but like I said, it depends on where it goes. That's where it goes, right? Like, when you're talking about flexing and then classism, because a lot of people flex to try to feel like they're in the same level as these people.
Yeah, most definitely.
And in reality, they're not. You know what I mean? And when I'm talking about habits, it's like, bro, you're in your mind. So now you're fake the entire time. You're not just fake for a moment. You're fake your entire life because your whole lifestyle is fake. So now, if you try to go get a relationship, your relationship is going to be fake because the girl you probably attracted is
Built on a lie.
She likes your lifestyle that's built on a lie. That girl don't even love you. You know what I'm saying? She loves your lifestyle. That's fake. So you get how many layers you done created off of just being fake and just trying to follow a crazy lifestyle. Like, you got to understand, like, if you don't be real with yourself at the very surface, who you gonna be real with in general?
No, that's facts. Definitely facts.
It's a lot of, you know,
definitely see the damage it would cause. I mean, like I said, I think a lot of these things, just a lot of problems that we've discussed on the show, they tie back to like developmental issues, right? If you don't learn how to develop past the flexing, then like he said, that relationship that you have is going to crumble, and you're not going to know why. You're not going to know how to deal with that. You're not going to know how to realign yourself. You're not going to know like how to strategically move. If something falls, if that you're basically building a glass house, and as soon as like a crack shows, what are you going to do? There's no real foundation because it's built on flexing. So where does that leave you? You know, trying to figure out how can I be like this person the whole time? That person has a foundation and they're able to flex. So unless, you know, you idolize somebody who's just like you, then that's just the blind leading the blind.
I have to slightly just say this. I think that there are some people who have preferences and there are some people who are trying to flex. I think that there's a difference, and we would be wrong if we didn't at least address the fact that there's some people who have preferences.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Me, I prefer to live in the city. I'm not trying to flex on anyone, and I'm not saying that like that's the goal.
No.
I do think that when there's the person who's like, oh, you don't live in the city, oh, wow.
Right.
Like, I think that that's when it's like, oh, they clearly have based their value on living in the city rather than actually being like, oh, I have a preference to live in the city. And so I think that that's the difference too. It's like if someone has a preference and they want to be able to, you know, like be, I guess, in the city or drive what they want to drive, wear what they want to wear. Like, if it's within your means, I think that that's different. Like, and that's your preference. Yeah. Or I know some people who they'd rather pay $300 for a shirt because it's of quality than someone who pays for $300 worth of shirts. Because they're like, I'd rather have the quality of shirt that's going to last when I have to wash it or when I have to, you know, rewear it, and it's not going to just, you know, disintegrate in the washing machine. So I do know, like, there are different things like that for preferences versus flexing. Like, as long as you not outside of your means and you not doing too much, like, or trying to make somebody feel weird about their own preference, that's when I think it's like, okay, it's okay. Like, if you're not doing too much, it's okay. But if you're trying to do too much and you're trying to do it because you want people to like you or you want to create some type of vision for yourself for others to be like, oh, I want to date him or I want to date her, then I think that that's when it's like a problem.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, I think the biggest difference with that is within your means. Flexing, typically you're flexing outside of your means. Like, that's where we really, like, it's like you're especially because, you know, outward appearance, you want people to see that you look like money, you look like you got money, you look like, so if you're working this hard to do that, then it's going to seem that the question is going to be asked, are you doing this within your means? If you're doing it without your means, this is incredibly wrong. You should never try and flex outside of your own means. As far as preference, though, I agree. Some people do have a preference to live a certain lifestyle or to live a certain way. I think the key is, as long as it's within your means, you're good. But you can't, if you want a lifestyle and you know you can't do that lifestyle, you got to either work towards it so you can get there, but don't just dive into it. Like, if you know you can't afford to live in the city and you're not doing anything about it, you know, you're gonna mess yourself up.
So, have y'all ever did any flexing before? Like, I feel like y'all gotta tell me a story, even if it's not flexing to like impress a girl. Like, is there any flexing that y'all have ever done?
You gotta stun on a nigga. You gotta stun on a nigga at least one. You know what I mean? You just gotta let people know sometimes. Like, yeah, I do that shit. You know what I mean? So now am I gonna do it on some like money elitist type shit? No, but I'm gonna definitely show you like, yeah, niggas like that for real. Like, I'm not gonna explain how I do this, but you know, you gotta let niggas know sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, You don't know, but now you do. You feel me? But yeah, niggas. I feel like as a you know, does every man have to do that? No, but I feel very good when I do it. I ain't gonna lie, and as long as it's not at the detriment of anybody else involved, I'ma definitely do it every time. You know what I mean?
I don't think I ever have.
Not on purpose.
No, not on purpose. No. I try to be humble. In most instances, the only reason I would see myself ever trying to like flex on somebody is if like they're trying to be disrespectful and flex on me, and I know I got more going on than they do, and it's like, oh, you really want to play this game? We could play this game. But other than that, like I've never had an instance where I felt the need to stun on somebody. I think, you know, it's probably like my attitude towards it. Like, so if somebody does come to me with something or they're trying to like flex or something, my attitude is so like nonchalant towards it. Like, so, you know, it makes them feel smaller in the situation and they kind of leave me alone anyway. I mean, flexing in front of a girl, I guess, with more of like, oh, I got dinner, you know, don't worry about it. Let me pay for that.
Is that a flex?
Well, like they'll. It'll be like we go out to eat.
It is.
We go out to eat on some like it's chill. It's not like I'm trying to date you or anything. We friends and we go out to eat and the bill is like expensive. We go somewhere expensive. I'm like, you know, I'll pay for you. It's cool.
Oh, okay.
And, you know,
Keisha like, hey, shit.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of like, you know, I don't feel like.
I'm telling you,
I'm not a big
like
flexer.
Waffle House. I'm telling you, dog.
I'm not a big flexer. I feel like people would be surprised at.
So,
I think I'm not with him on that one. I hate Waffle House.
He's a mess up. They like Waffle House.
I like to go good places to eat. We are going to go somewhere good.
Not the first time Kel has said this. That's the thing.
He said this last episode,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Like,
he was like, hey, we go to good Waffle House. You know, it's all good. But
he be so serious too.
I like to do nice things. Like, I'm going to make sure we always do nice things. So if that is a flex, I mean, it's not intentional.
I feel like that's a preference. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. It's not like I'm trying to flex. Like, oh, look, I can take you to steak or what is it, steak or STK?
STK,
whatever it's called. But like, yeah, we can go here instead of going to like a chain restaurant.
Outback. Have you ever been to Outback?
Oh shit!
It's been a very long time.
I've never been before.
But
is it good?
No. But their wings, they got some appetizer wings. Those things go crazy, man.
Okay.
I haven't had Outback, like, I haven't gone into an Outback and sat down and ate since I was like a kid. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of chains. Outback, Chili's, Applebee's, none of that. Like, I avoid most chain restaurants. But that's just me though. Yeah. I mean, there's some high-end chains.
So what he's doing right now is flexing. You know what I'm saying?
That is not flexing.
Tyler's been bougie.
It'd be a flex if I was like, nah, I don't go to none of those restaurants, but I do go out to eat every day. I done been to like every high-end restaurant in the city, you feel me?
My check gonna be $300.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, matter of fact, I'm finna go to Bonefish Grill after this or something, you know, maybe Little Alley Steak.
Is that high-end Bonefish?
No, is it?
I
thought it was.
Oh.
I've never been there, though.
Okay, well, I mean.
So I'll say like a steakhouse. Like I'm gonna go to Little Alley or something. Like I went to Ray's on the River. I didn't feel like that was that high end. It was kind of.
What is Ray's on the River? That doesn't sound high end. That sounds back porch. That sounds
Ray's?
like.
No, it's a nice restaurant.
It's nice. It sounds back porch.
They got multiple
like,
locations. Just I went to one and it was just.
What is it called? What is it?
There's multiple. So the one closest would probably be Ray's on the River, but there's like Ray's
on the River. I've never heard of it.
At the mill, Ray's.
Different Ray's.
Wherever it's located, is Ray's.
Is Ray's on the
whatever they're at? Yeah, the River one is like next to a river, so you can look out the window while you eat and see the river and all that.
Yeah, I've never been.
But yeah, you know, it's
you should say Ray's on the River like.
Yeah, it's like come on down, Ray's on the River.
That's what it sounds like. Oh, maybe I'm gonna have to try it.
Get you some chicken liver.
Ooh, yuck! So it definitely sounds like it might be more of a nice ambiance of like on the river. I love. My favorite word is rooftop, day party. I love those words, like, you know, put a hyphen in between. Like, I love those things. Day drinking, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of that kind of stuff. I like nice things. And I feel like that's just my preference, though. I don't think it's flexing because I think when you get around people who that's just their preference.
No, when you
It's
got it,
not
yeah.
a
When you
flex.
got it, you
It's
can do that
just
shit.
ideas like
I just know.
However,
I don't want to get into like a flexing situation because then I'm gonna have to do something I don't want to do. Like that's spending money I don't want to spend or something.
you have to start selling drugs.
That'd be crazy. What I'm flexing by selling drugs? Like
No,
yeah,
you're gonna
I
have to
got-
start selling
I
drugs
wanna
in
make
order
money.
to keep up.
Your habit.
The flexing.
Right. I mean, yeah.
No.
I mean, a subtle. I like
Would
the
you
subtle
ever
flex.
sell drugs to start?
I got a good job, so no.
Would you even admit that on camera?
Right. I was like, we supposed to say anything?
Nah.
Kel was quiet, so the answer is he just might.
I mean,
Nah, his answer is no too. Ain't that right, Kel?
it's I plead the fifth. I mean, shit.
Trying to help you out.
It's already over with.
Kel was like, I mean, if I got to do what I got to do, I'm gonna do what I got to do.
you
So like,
say-
imagine you're married with kids. You got 7 kids.
Damn, it's a lot of kids.
Imagine you got 7 kids, okay? And of your 7 kids, you and your wife, you just lose your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you lose your job, you gotta figure out, you got a
Oh yeah.
mortgage,
So look, I'm going Breaking
a
Bad.
car.
You see Breaking Bad? I'm with it. I'm not joking. I mean, you gotta get any means necessary. I'm one of those people. Yeah. I mean, if I'm able to do that, if I can get away, if I have a plan, I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna try to avoid not to get to that point. But
So you gonna scam, you gonna sell drugs, you gonna
I'm
get
probably
your way
trying
back.
to scam before I sell drugs.
Oh.
it depends on your network, your channels, people you dealing with. That's all it really
That's
is.
true because Bernie Madoff, he did really well with scamming people. So he did it for years. So I think it's just a matter of, yeah.
That's Kel Boy. He always talking about.
Hey, if y'all don't, I ain't gonna go into it. I'm telling y'all, them white folks, bro, up at the top, man.
And the funny thing about it, all of it is the scamming, that blue collar or white collar?
White collar.
The white collar scams or illegal activities, you get way less time in jail.
In a good prison, not the bad
And
one.
I think that's crazy. So you really will benefit from scamming
Yeah.
over drug dealing.
For real.
So you might be onto something. So yeah, you get less time scamming
I would want to I'm not gonna get
than
into
you
that.
would
But yeah, for sure.
drug dealing or something like that.
Scamming
Yeah,
definitely.
you get a brick on you, that's 20 years. You scamming though. You in there for
Talking
about
about
like
2 to 5.
Yeah, that's
I think
it.
like
That's
2 to
about
5
it.
years.
What are you in for? Oh, I swindled this company out of millions. Nothing big.
nothing big.
Right. No,
It's not
seriously
major.
though. It's like honestly, it's true. It's crazy. But yeah, well, I mean, me personally dating in Atlanta, I have not really done it. So in terms of the flexing, I personally have not experienced it myself because I have chosen not to, I guess, put myself in that type of circumstance.
I guess my question to you, because I know men flex all the time.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What about women though? So you
women-
ain't never had none of your homegirls, you ain't never seen no girls out there trying to like, you know what I'm saying?
What? Do what? What would your
Flex,
idea of
like,
flexing
what-
be?
what
So
would-
look,
I
I
don't
give you
think
an easy one. I give you a
flexing
real
is
easy
fun.
one. You ready for this?
Just,
You ready for this? So they be getting
know what you about to
y'all be
say.
getting the ass shots. They be getting the ass shots and all that. That's a flex. That's a stunt, right?
No, I don't think that's necessarily a flex or a stunt. I think, okay, this is what I think. I think that's someone saying that they want to change their body, but I think that that's not necessarily a flex or a stunt. However, I do think that's a preference on a body type. That's the difference that I'm seeing is like that's their preference for the body type that they want. Now, if they're out and they're trying to like show off like they're in like little skimpy clothes and stuff like that, then I think that maybe that's more of like going into the territory of like, I'm trying to flex or I'm trying to create some type of image and like whatever. But like, I do think that there is difference between someone having a preference for their body type that they want, someone who is actually trying to like get a come up on the body type that they want. I think that there's 2 different things. It's like, I feel like that's a difference.
So when they got like pencils for legs and like, you know what I mean?
Meatballs for butt cheeks.
Not even meatballs, yeah, fucking basketball. That's not. They ain't trying to stunt. That's not a maybe, right?
I feel like for that situation though, can you really stunt with like a fake ass? Like a chick with a real ass who looks better than who's her shit looks better than the chick with the fake
So
ass.
this is my thing. This is my question. I would say, do you guys notice the difference?
It depends.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you
It
don't
depends. Yeah.
notice the difference, you tell
There's
me.
a difference between a BBL and getting ass shots, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
BBLs are a little more natural looking, right?
Yeah.
So that's why.
Depending on how
No.
they get it done.
Well, the reason I say BBLs are a little more natural, they're a little more natural looking because they're taking fat and just moving it to you.
But that is not making it more natural. No.
Well, in more instances,
It depends on the
compared to
surgeon.
ass shots. Ass shots look ridiculous. It's just like they're putting cement in their butt cheeks. And so, it's stiff. It doesn't move. With a BBL, they're putting fat in they're just removing fat. Now, they do look unnatural when they go above their size. A lot of women go
That's what I
outside
was
of their
gonna say,
frame
is
size.
Because you legit can get ass shots, and the ass shots can be in addition to where you already are.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to make your body look completely different than what it already is, so like there's a difference between enhancing and there's a difference in between completely changing. So to me, a lot of people are completely changing their body to where it starts to show like girls who get super big boobs, they don't have the back to support those big boobs. It's like you went and you got a completely different, whole different body. Like that to me is different. So that's what I'm saying. It's like there's some people who get work done and it looks natural and you never even know. And you'll never even tell. And so that to me is different.
I think I would know.
You think you would know?
Yeah.
I think,
pretty spot on.
think it's about an 80% chance that we can know. 80%. Okay. I think there's some that are really good now. Like I've seen some really good BBLs and it's like, I didn't even realize that it was a BBL. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really see, I don't know. What other ways could y'all really flex though? Like
that's what I'm saying. I don't really think, I want to know, tell us in the comments what y'all think are ways of flexing because I'm curious.
for
to
women
know
specifically,
how a woman
because men, we
would
know
flex.
what men do. They flex with the cars,
I can
the
tell
money,
y'all.
the jewelry.
One of the things that I've seen, especially if I'm around other females and whatnot, would be females liking to take your man. What y'all be saying?
Ooh, I don't know.
That's you know. So and you don't know nobody who does that either, right?
What, trying to take someone's man?
Yeah.
Excuse me? I don't know those women. I don't.
Or you ain't never so you ain't never encountered other women that have said, "Yeah, I be on that kind of shit." Like,
What's funny is, I can't. This Keisha done said it. However, I do remember one time I was on vacation with friends, and one of my friends. Okay, so the guy, he was interested in one of my friends, but another one of my friends was interested in the guy. So does that make sense?
Yep.
So she did not see anything wrong with the fact that he was interested in one of my friends. So she went for the guy, if that makes sense.
But your friend who he was interested in, so friend one, was she interested in him?
She was interested, but she's more like a coy, shy type of person, whereas the other friend is more like, I'm going after what I want.
other friend like, you bullshit.
Yeah.
So I do think that I have seen that, but they weren't like.
But I don't think that's a flex.
But I was gonna say, but they weren't like, this is my boyfriend and this is him. And honestly, I really just don't know. But if there are people in my circle that are like that, I haven't experienced it, so I do not know.
I can see what Kel means, with them flexing, I don't know too many instances I don't hang out with enough women that would do that. But, there is the ideal that it's I can have any nigga I want or whatever.
Yeah,
And
I've heard that there are girls
some
that
girls
like
will
that are
actively
like that.
use that, right? I can have any nigga I want, and they'll actively go out and I guess that's a flex, that they can get any nigga. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard there are girls like that, but I don't have them in my circle personally, which is why the Keisha said it today. It's a friend of a friend, so that's why I was like,
That's cool.
She's like, none of my homies on it, but you know.
no, not that I know of.
But yeah,
They don't, and we talk about everything, so I don't.
But like I said, yeah, on my side, I see, obviously I'm going to see more men flexing lifestyles that they don't have, having cars and still asking me for money. That's better than my car and still asking me for money. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But, you know, in terms of females, I don't really have a lot of different instances in which I see y'all trying to flex. But yeah, I mean, that's how I
Because
see
people
it.
usually flex to get females. You get what I'm saying? Like, people usually flex
mean-
to get the girls.
Some niggas flex for other niggas. And I'm not trying, like, I'm not a nigga trying to get a nigga, but niggas do flex for other niggas. Like, I want
see
them to
that,
know
yeah.
that I got motion and I got money. And they want the respect of, oh, that nigga he got the money, he got the car, he doing this, that, and the other. So, you know, some niggas might not like that one, but niggas do flex for other niggas. So,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. But hey, make sure you live your true lifestyle. Do not live above your means. Because the price of everything is going up and it's getting harder.
All right. So, should we get into Keisha and Said It?
Just do
Get
it.
into it.
Okay. I've been dating a guy. Okay. I don't know if I should tell you guys the title of it first, because I feel like if I tell you the title of it, then it's going to give. Okay.
No, read it. Go ahead.
I'll tell you the title. I just found out I'm pregnant. I've been dating a guy on and off for 3 years now. He's married, but has been telling me that his relationship is open and they're okay with seeing other people. At first, I was skeptical, but he's applied pressure and showed me that he's capable of being there for me. He will support me financially and emotionally. He would always be there. It didn't feel like he was married. He would call me nights and I would see him randomly, so I know I never felt like I was on a set schedule. I never met his wife or his child. The dilemma is that I recently found out that I'm pregnant. We've been having unprotected sex for the past 3 years and I never got pregnant. I've always said that if I ever got pregnant before I was married, that I'd get an abortion. But now that I'm in this predicament, I feel like I should keep it. I'm trying to figure out what I should do because I don't know if I should get an abortion or keep the child. I haven't told him yet because I'm afraid I might lose him, but also I'm afraid that if I do decide to get an abortion, he will get upset. I don't know what to do. Please help me sort through this.
So I do want to have a little quick side note, right? In an open relationship, if you start feeling like you're more important than their actual relationship, that relationship might not be as open as you think it is. There's something else going on there. Like, I feel like an open relationship, there's supposed to be an understanding. And I think the problem with those kind of relationships is people throw that understanding out of, like, they don't follow that. In an open relationship, you're basically like, you and your partner are the ones. Y'all are locked in with each other. That means everybody else really has to always be kept at a level below that. You should never get to a point where either that person feels like you're locking in with them to a point where you might love them or something. Like, I feel like unless y'all are going to be polygamous, then that's a whole different, that's different, right? But in an open relationship, that really just sounds like you can go out and have sex with whoever you want, but you come home to me. So that situation is quite crazy because it sounds like it got a little further than that if, you know, you rocking like that.
Yeah.
Being pregnant, like, whew. As far as advice for that subject, I think this is another one of those things I can't really give you an answer of, like, keep the baby, don't keep the baby. Definitely, she didn't tell the guy, right?
Not yet.
I think she should say something. And just see where it goes from there. I mean, I'm sure his reaction will probably be, well, I don't know. Who's to say? He could be like, no, keep it. We'll be a family. We'll be one big family. But the standard, the generic option that I'm expecting is, oh, well, yeah, what are our options? Are we going to be able to have an abortion? Like, what are we looking at doing? I just feel like in an open relationship, you're not supposed to have that happen. It's never supposed to get there. It's always supposed to be like below that. You're just out having sex with people. So I don't know. I really don't know.
He got money? Buddy got money?
It said that he's been financially supporting her.
So I feel like a lot of these women who are like, yeah, you're in a relationship, yeah, that's fine. It's because he has money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's like, it goes to the point where I don't think they like the man for him. It's for what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you even put
If he
yourself in
was
that
broke,
situation?
would you put yourself in this situation?
Exactly. Like, would you even do that? And if that's the case, like, you have to ask yourself that shit. If you ain't got this money, would I still do this? If it's at an absolute no, don't even think about that shit. So, crazy. See that some of these Keisha done said it. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm trying. I gotta word myself correctly because it can.
Well, yeah, we got like the guy answer,
bad.
right? We
Yeah.
can give you the dude answer straight up.
I'm gonna be one. Like you a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like but you know, I get it. I get it because it's like we know how to kind of get you in that mode. You feel me? So it's understandable, but you got to think of yourself. You have to think of your future. You got to be realistic with yourself when you're making these decisions. In terms of, I mean, shit, she wanted the money anyway. You might as well keep the baby. It's gonna get you even more money anyway. So I mean, it's up to you. I mean, that's the choice you wanted to make in the first place. Might as well keep it going, right? Another 18. Fuck it. You feel me? Go ahead. Run it up. What they say?
Ooh, child.
Run it up.
Well, I mean, that is definitely, yeah, that makes sense for what he's saying. I just, like I said, I can't call it.
But tell him no. Tell Buddy, please.
She definitely
Y'all gotta,
needs to
first of all,
tell him.
y'all gotta stop telling folks. If y'all pregnant, tell them, bruh. Stop waiting. Immediately, I'm talking about like you ain't hit your whatever.
You missed a period or two?
Call me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
tell me, bruh.
usually, right after y'all miss one, y'all like, hold on now.
Right.
And then, there's that little thing. I know a few
some.
women
Yeah,
who
first
was
one,
like,
people
I don't know,
know.
I might need to go get a test. Like, yeah, go ahead, do that. Like, just be sure, When you thug it out and then you end up with a pregnant stomach and you're like, oh man.
Looking
pregnant.
crazy out here. Nigga, you know
Should
what
I
I'm saying?
tell the guy? Yes.
Immediately? Quit
The
playing with
sooner
it.
the better. I mean, of course, you do need to prepare yourself for how they might respond. So, that can go either way.
Yeah. It's
But you should at least tell them.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be messing with nobody who you would feel threatened about your life if you, told
I
them
think
that.
it seems to me like she's more afraid of losing him either way. So it's already sounding like the circumstance is
She in too
she's in way too deep.
She's in too deep.
Way too deep. Even
She fell in love with a dude in an open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a family. He's got a kid. He's older. Mm-hmm. Like, he's older than her, right?
yeah, from what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, she too deep in. But I think, it's a slippery slope. Open relationship, stuff like that, that's a slippery slope.
Let's go another 18. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Run it up. Telling y'all,
You
man.
would be so mad if someone thought about that, if you like that.
What you mean? If that
Like
was,
if a woman was like, let me run up another 18
On me?
years on Kel.
well, I'm a dumbass for letting her do it in the first place.
Oh,
You
well,
feel me?
all right. That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, damn, well, shit, she got
That's
me.
fair.
You know what I mean? Let me go.
He definitely shouldn't have been out there moving like that.
Let me
bro.
go budget. I
You
done
know,
lost-
you're not
Start
trying
scamming.
It's a-
to. You're not trying to have no kid.
for real.
Go ahead and start scamming.
I wouldn't be out there moving like that. That just doesn't make sense.
I tell every homie, like, bro, you let her trap you, bro. That's your fault, bro. Like, how can you not see
I be feeling like guys trying to trap girls. What you mean?
They do.
who?
They do. There's some men who
Is she Oprah?
nah, niggas just be on some nut shit, bro.
That's a nut ass nigga then. You know what I'm saying? That's different.
No, that's what I'm saying though. But like,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
nut ass niggas out here, bro.
Yeah, you right, yeah. See, that's the only
yeah.
person I'm trapping. Oprah. Who,
Like
what's
he
the other
ain't
one?
tell
All of
me. He
them.
ain't tell me he
No,
did it.
see,
And I was
that's
pregnant, and I was
funny.
like, damn.
That's so funny.
Like, damn. Like, what kind of niggas you messing with?
Well, let us know what y'all think in the comments below because I think it's curious. Have you ever been in a predicament like this? What did you decide to do? Let us know. I'm very, very curious. Okay. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Press the follow button. We have new shows that we do all the time and new interesting topics. So we're just so curious and we're so actually thankful for you guys for joining us every single time. And my name's Keisha. And you can find me on Instagram at Keish Done Did It, Keishdonedit. And let them know where you guys can find y'all.
You find your boy Kels over on IG, NUE.KELLY. You find the production, Nostalgia Uni ENT on IG as well as the Bridge ATL _. Y'all know what it is. Come on now.
Well, he covered it all. Y'all can follow me at @new_Ty. This has been the Bridge ATL. Like they said, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that follow button on all of our social medias. And keep it locked here for more Bridge content. With that being said, peace.